headline confirming what Canadians already know. 10 years of Liberal economics have driven this country to the brink. In the GTA, 85% say now it's too expensive to live and work in their own communities. And they're right. The Liberals doubled the debt, they maxed out the national credit card, and they handed Canadians a bill through inflation and crushing taxes. Their carbon tax, their fuel standard, the plastic ban make it more expensive to grow, move, and buy food. Will they finally admit their policies punish the very people they're trying to help and use tomorrow's budget to scrap these hidden food taxes once and for all?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance.
Our new government will deliver its first budget tomorrow focused on making generational investments to unlock jobs and opportunities, to boost productivity and growth, to build housing, infrastructure and defence, to attract $500 billion in new private investment, to double trade with non-U.S. countries and to move from reliance to resilience. We're making responsible investments while reducing operational spending. This is how we build the strongest economy in the G7. Tomorrow's budget will empower Canadians because this is your country and we decide what comes next.
The Honourable Member for Thornhill.
The Minister talks like the government's money belongs to him, and every dollar they spend comes right out of the pockets of Canadians. And to the 85% in the GTA who say they can't afford life, they call these taxes imaginary. They aren't imaginary when you're staring at your own credit card bill. The government's job is to listen to Canadians, not lecture them or gaslight them or threaten an election to distract them from the failures. Instead of trying to cause a costly election on a costly budget, why not an affordable budget for an affordable life here?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
An affordable budget for an affordable life is exactly what we'll deliver tomorrow on Budget Day. Conservatives have referenced the need to address productivity and GDP per capita for years. Well, good news. The head of the IMF has said diversifying trade and investing in infrastructure, housing and defence will in fact boost productivity. And the Bank of Canada governor has said that this is the only way to make life more affordable. Conservatives don't seem to want to make life more affordable now. Will they vote to support our budget or vote for a Christmas election?
The Honourable Member for Battleford, Lloydminster, Meadow Lake.
Mr. Speaker, a costly budget means a costly life for Canadians. Every dollar this Liberal government spends comes out of Canadians' pockets through higher taxes and inflation. Hidden taxes like the Liberals' industrial carbon tax, their fuel standards, and food packaging tax are all driving up the cost of groceries. The packaging tax alone will cost the food industry $5.6 billion and drive up the price of produce by 34%. Will the Prime Minister stop trying to engineer a costly election and instead scrap the food packaging tax?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Financial Institutions.
Mr. Speaker, here we go again with the imaginary taxes that the party opposite makes up. Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we are focused on affordability for Canadians. We are going to cut taxes for 22 million Canadians. We are cutting the GST for first-time homebuyers. We are cutting the consumer carbon tax. We are going to build houses at a scale not seen since the Second World War. We are going to have automatic federal benefits for 5.5 million Canadians. Will the party opposite stop with the rhetoric? It's time for all of us in this House to come together, support a generation.
The Honourable Member for Battleford, Lloydminster, Meadow Lake.
Mr. Speaker, Ottawa Public Health is now reporting that 1 in 4 families are food insecure, and even baby formula is out of reach for many parents. That's the reality after 10 years of costly Liberal deficits and taxes. Food banks are overwhelmed and Canadians are struggling to put food on the table. Instead of cutting costs, the Liberals keep raising food prices with their hidden taxes. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll ask again, will the Prime Minister stop trying to engineer a costly election and finally scrap the food packaging tax?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Children and Youth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, we find members opposite worried about imaginary taxes, when on this side of the House we are focused on solutions. The budget will make permanent the National School Food Program, which represents $800 in savings for families each year. This is one of the many investments that we are making on this side of the House to ensure kids have the best start in life and that families can get ahead. We hope you'll join us and support the budget. Thank you.
The honourable member for Long Range Mountain.
Mr. Speaker, every dollar this government spends comes out of the pockets of Canadians through higher taxes and inflation. That's right. They're taxing food at every stage, from farm to fork, with their industrial carbon tax, their fuel regulations, and their plastics ban. The Liberals' fuel regulations alone will raise the cost of gas and diesel by up to 17 cents a litre and cost the economy $9 billion. Newfoundland and Labrador families are already feeling it, saying getting ahead feels impossible. Will the Prime Minister stop trying to engineer a costly election on a costly budget and instead scrap the fuel tax?
The Honourable Minister of Environment and Climate Change.
Mr. Speaker, it's time that we really set the record straight. We have the members from the opposite party getting up time and time again and talking about taxes that simply do not exist. Let's be very clear. There is no plastics wrapping tax. It doesn't exist, and they should actually be honest with their citizens and their voters that it doesn't exist.
The honourable member for Long Range Mountain.
Mr. Speaker, while the Liberals make excuses, food bank use in Canada has exploded. That's right. The new hunger count report shows over 2.2 million monthly visits, a 5% increase from last year, double since 2019. 1 in 5 food bank clients have jobs, but they still can't afford to feed their families. In Newfoundland and Labrador, local food banks are overwhelmed. Families are lining up earlier, leaving with less because the shelves are bare. Once again, Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister stop trying to engineer a costly election on a costly budget and instead scrap the fuel tax?
Good job. The Honourable Minister of Fisheries and Oceans.
Say to the colleague from Newfoundland and Labrador in the opposition, there is no fuel tax. It's imaginary taxes on food. What I want to say clearly is the measures that we have in place, $10 a day childcare in our province, is allowing moms to stay in the workforce, dads in the workforce. I was in my riding this weekend and spoke about the importance of the new program in the budget about training workers, construction and healthcare, getting our young people to work. This is affordability.
The honourable member for Montmorency-Charlevoix. Mr. Speaker, in Quebec, families can no longer pay for groceries, and in my riding, workers and retirees have to choose between paying for food, transportation, or rent. Every dollar spent by this Liberal government comes directly out of the pockets of Canadians. And they also add to things with their ideological hidden taxes on food. The industrial carbon tax, the plastics tax, and the clean fuel regulations. Can the Prime Minister stop trying to provoke a costly election with a costly budget and once and for all eliminate these ideological food taxes? The Honourable Minister of Industry. Mr. Speaker, what I call ideology is when they develop these new imaginary taxes to try to spread falsehoods in the population. My colleague knows there's no grocery tax, but what is clear is that the government is working on affordability, and that's why we're here to protect the social safety net in Canada. What does that mean? Daycare. It means support for pharmacare and healthcare. And what is clear, and that's what my colleagues on the other side don't do, we are going to build Canada because in terms of affordability, people want jobs, and we're going to provide jobs.